That's my shit, that's my wave. Do it like that, then I repay. Don't be scared, I ain't afraid. Just like that, come my way. That's my shit, that's my wave. Do it like that, then I repay.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Sorry it took so long to film this video. Zoe and I have been a bit busy with a lot of different stuff, but I thought it would be a good idea to just do a short get to know me without Zoe, and then I'll do another one with Zoe in between in one of the vlogs that are coming up. Yeah, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, please like and leave a comment at the bottom, leave some hearts and just let us know where you are watching from. I have my favorite planner here. I use it as a diary also, but it's my planner and I have all the questions that I want to answer for you guys. I tried to find some questions online, what the usual questions are when someone starts a YouTube channel, to do a tag me or get to know me video. Yeah, so I'll start with the first one. What is my name? My name is Sipokazi Kasibe. My name means Isipo. That's my home language, Xhosa. In Xhosa, Sipho means a gift. And my grandmother gave me that name because when my mom was pregnant with me at 7-8 months, she lost my older brother who was 3 years old. He was run over by a tractor outside of our house and he passed away. So I was prematurely born because my mom was under stress at the time. So when I was born, it was a complicated birth because I came early, as I said, and my umbilical cord was caught around my neck. So it was a difficult pregnancy for my, it was a difficult birth for my mom. So she got her first cesarean because of me. So she still has the scar. You know, back in the day when you had a cesarean, they used to cut the wrong direction. Today it's cut across your stomach, but back then they used to cut down your stomach. So every time I'm home and I see the scar and I say something about it, and she's like, "You're the first one that gave me the scar." So yeah, I was born early and I almost died because I had my umbilical cord around my neck, and that's why my mom couldn't give birth to me. So when my grandmother, my dad's mom, came to visit my mom in the hospital the day after, when my mom tells me the story, she says my grandmother had like a scarf in her hand and she was waving it in the maternity ward and shouting, "Isipo, Isipo." That means a gift, a gift. She's a gift. And in a way, my grandmother was saying, my mom and my dad shouldn't be crying anymore because now they have a gift. Usipokazi, the biggest gift. Sipokazi means the biggest gift. So that's how my name came about. Yeah. My surname is Olesen. Of course, those who know me, I'm married. So yeah, Sipokazi Kasibe. What does it mean? Well, I did tell you. How old are you? I am 39 years old of age, turning 40 in almost 1.5 in a half year. Yeah, I'm turning 40. So it's the big 40. Looking forward to that. I've never celebrated a birthday. I don't know why. I think it comes from my dad. He's always said birthdays are Western cultures. So in the African culture, we don't celebrate birthdays. So we never celebrated our birthdays when we were younger. So it's never been something that I look forward to celebrating when it comes, because it's not something that I think about. But funny enough, I always make sure that my husband celebrates his birthday and my daughter celebrates her birthday. So yeah. Where are you from? So I'm originally from South Africa, born and bred in South Africa, Port Elizabeth, a small city outside of Cape Town. I've lived there all of my life until I met my husband. Yeah, So I'm born and bred in South Africa, in Port Elizabeth. Today, I think, yeah, today it's called Gqeberha. I hate the name, but it is what it is. Yeah. Where have you lived? Oh, okay, I said I've lived in Port Elizabeth most of my life. And then when I met my husband, we moved around a lot because my husband works in construction. So we've lived in Qatar. We've lived in Sri Lanka. We've lived in the Maldives. We have lived, yeah, those are the countries we've lived in. And then now we live in Denmark. So, yeah, and I've been living in Denmark for 13 years now. Yeah, in Scandinavia. Yeah. What do you do for a living? So, when I left South Africa, I studied at the UPE University, now called Nelson Mandela Bay University, in Port Elizabeth, and I studied public administration and political science. So when I moved to Europe with my husband, after living outside of Europe for many years, because we lived, I think, for 3 years in the Maldives and a little bit in Qatar, when Qatar was still starting to build out. It wasn't the Qatar that it is today. My husband was part of that project where they did a water filtration project where they take water from the sea and filter it into the city so that they could get clean water, because Qatar is a desert, if you know, in the Middle East. So, yeah, when I moved to Denmark, I had to first, because if anyone knows, a lot of countries in Europe, especially the Scandinavian countries, they have their own languages. So you are, in a way, forced to learn the language because you can't get work or do most of the things that you need to do career-wise if you don't know the language. So when I moved here in 2011, I had to go back to school and study the language. So I studied the language for 2 years. And then after that, my husband and I decided that I would look for work using my degree from the University of Port Elizabeth, Nelson Mandela Bay University. And then I found out during that process that I actually couldn't use my degree because of the education level. The education level in South Africa compared to here is much lower. So I had to start from scratch. So I went back to school, did my grade 11 and 12, 2 years, after I was done with 2 years of language school. And then after that, after I was done with grade 11 and 12, I registered to study. I tried to study law, but it was difficult because, you know, I did my grade 12, 11 and 12. I had to do it in Danish because everything is done in Danish in Denmark, unless it's an international study that you're studying. I dropped out of law a year after, or a couple of months after, I think maybe 9 months after, when I got pregnant with Zoe. I had a complicated pregnancy. So when I gave birth to her, I dropped out because the study required me to do a lot of things that were, at that time, language-wise, I wasn't on the level that I am on today. So it was a bit difficult for me. So I had my maternity leave with Zoe. Here, women have maternity leave for a year. And then I had to think about what I wanted to study. And then I realized that I wanted to do teaching because one of my friends that I had met from university in Denmark, she invited me to her town to speak about South Africa because they had like a project week where they were working and studying South Africa with their school kids. So when I went there, I realized I loved public speaking. I loved speaking to the kids. So I decided to do that. I decided to study teaching. And on the other note, I always said I never want to be a teacher because we have so many teachers in my family, my side of the family. My 2 older sisters are teachers, and the one, she also after many years being a teacher, she became a principal, and her husband was a teacher and he also became a principal. And we have teachers in the family, and my husband's family, they also have teachers in their family. My two sisters-in-laws, they are also teachers, and my husband's younger sister's husband, he is also a teacher. So there's a lot of teachers in the family. So I had always said I don't want to be a teacher and all of that, but I guess it's in the blood and it's in the family. So I became a teacher, and I haven't looked back. It's something that I love doing. I've dibbled and dabbled in different departments, but I mostly love the autism department and the special education department. It's very, very daunting. I think if you're going to do teaching as a person, it has to be a calling. It has to be something that you love and something that you want to do, because you need to give a lot of yourself to your students. So yeah, I'm a teacher. I teach at a private school right now, and hoping one day I can open my own school in South Africa and use the education system and the things that work in Denmark, and try and build a school in South Africa that has the same types of education criterias and the way they structure their classes and the way they teach, because they don't teach exactly out of a textbook. So everything is catered to the child's needs, the individual child's needs in the class, instead of creating a curriculum that everyone has to fit in. So when we create our teaching plans, we have to create teaching plans within the bounds of our classes and the bounds of our students, what they need out of our education, or the education that we're giving them. So yeah. How many kids do you have? I have one kid. I have Zoe. You guys have met her in some of the episodes of the vlogs. Zoe has two siblings, but I was pregnant with twins before Zoe. They passed away. I gave birth quite early in the pregnancy. I think I was 5 months pregnant. We found out that my cervix is very short, so it opens quite quickly. You know, the babies were laying here, and when the babies grow, the cervix goes down and it keeps opening up, and mine kept opening up. So I gave birth quite early. Yeah, so she's the only child right now. I don't know if we want any more kids, because Denmark, as successful as people are in the country and very career oriented, Denmark, in my opinion, I feel like Denmark is it's not a country created for families, or Scandinavia, because everyone is very career oriented. It's difficult to actually get family help in a way that I know in South Africa we get. Like, our parents are pensioners, they look after the kids, and you have like family members that are always there, and people here go to work, everyone goes to work. So it has been quite difficult for me in terms of having Zoe and having to do everything on my own without my family structure. So, but I've had his parents' help for quite some time since Zoe was born. They've always been there for me, or for us. So yeah, but it hasn't been the same, because they worked in the beginning, but when they had time, they came and they would give us opportunities to go out and eat, or if I needed to do the laundry, his mom would come or his dad would come and look after Zoe, or if I had to go and do the groceries or whatever. So yeah, I feel it's quite, if you have an inkling about how Europe is quite isolating, because it's so cold for such a long period during the year. People are always at home, so family structures if you don't have a family like kids, a mom and dad, or brothers and sisters, it can be quite isolating. And if you have not created a good friend group at the beginning, it also is very quite isolating. So it's important to build on those things quite early in your life in Denmark. Otherwise, you will be very, very lonely and very isolated. Yeah. Where is your family from? South Africa. How many siblings do you have? I have 3 older sisters that are living, and I have 2 older brothers that are living, and I have 1 younger brother. So I have 6 siblings, but I have 3 brothers that have passed away. So yeah. What's your husband's name? My husband's name is Morten. Yeah, he's Danish, Scandinavian. Yeah, what does he do for a living? Morten specializes in building on water. A lot of buildings. Right now he travels a lot for work, but now he's based in Copenhagen, where he's building quite a lot of new apartments and different things in Copenhagen. If you've seen anything about Copenhagen, they build on water. They build a lot of apartments on water. So he specializes with building on water, whereby he works with people that can do fundaments underwater, where they can make a structure come out of the water, so they can build apartment buildings on the water. So he specializes in that. That's what he did also in the Maldives, whereby the Maldives, I think it's 1,200 islands. So he used to work with building the harbors and the walls around the harbors, building higher walls, because when we were living there, the water height was rising. So they had to build walls in the harbors to heighten, to give so they were building on water and trying to bring up the height of the islands, because the water is rising now due to global warming. Yes. What else? How many countries have you lived in? I've already named the countries that I have lived in with my husband. How long have I been living in Denmark? I've been living here for 13 years now. I speak Danish fluently, and I teach in Danish when I teach at my school. Where do you want to retire? I always say this to Morten, that I want to retire in South Africa. I love South Africa. South Africa will always be home. There's just nothing like the vibe of South Africa, the smell of the air, the weather, all of that. As much as I love Europe and the security and the opportunities, but I still love my country. So I think I would love to retire in South Africa at some point. Why start a YouTube channel? I've had this channel actually for quite some time. I started the channel before Corona, where a couple of friends of mine, my best friends and my closest cousin, we took a trip to Thailand. And that year I had decided, actually, I wanted to start my YouTube channel, because at that time I just felt like I needed an outlet, because like I said, Denmark can be very isolating, and sometimes if you don't take charge of doing things outside of your house, it can get lonely. So I was like, okay, if I start my YouTube channel, I will be forced to actually go out of the house and actually do stuff and actually enjoy seeing the country, because as much as we've lived here for a long time, we haven't seen a lot of Denmark. We've seen a lot of different things in Denmark, but we haven't really had the opportunity to enjoy it and see what it has to offer. My husband loves to travel outside of the country, so most of the time we're traveling outside of the country to see other things. So yeah, that's why I wanted to start my YouTube channel. But then after I started my channel, I think I uploaded one video and then I didn't upload anything, and I didn't actually do anything to promote or to ask friends to watch or anything like that. So I uploaded that and then I just didn't do anything afterwards. And then Zoe has become her own mini self lately. At the beginning of the year, then she started to want a YouTube channel because she loves dancing. So she loves to see the YouTube shorts and doing the dance videos and stuff like that. So I allowed her to use the channel, and then it started to be like, then she wanted us to do stuff together, like let's dance together, let's do a dance video on YouTube. And I was like, I feel so uncomfortable, and Zoe has so much confidence in herself that made me realize that I need to work on myself in terms of I think it's because I've been so uncomfortable with myself and scared of being judged by people and all of those things. And I think now at the stage I'm at, I've realized that no one can make me feel a certain way unless I give them the power to. So I realized that, listen, I have nothing to lose. I could just build on what she's built on the channel, and that she loves doing what she's doing on dancing and all of those things. We could combine it and do some fun videos and do some stuff and show a little bit of Denmark and show a little bit of our life, what we do on a daily basis and stuff like that. So that's what motivated me to actually start back up and upload on the channel and do stuff on the channel. So it was because of Zoe, and she's such a wonderful and has a bubbly, amazing personality, amazing kid. Yeah, she gives me courage to do a lot of things. So this is because of her that I actually mustered up the courage to do these vlogs and just say, look, you know what, I'm just going to be myself, and if people love it, they love it. If they don't, they don't. So yeah, that's why I started the channel. Well, I don't have any more questions, but if you guys have any more questions that you want me to answer or to do more Q&A, then I will be happy to do that. Just comment below and let me know what you guys would love to hear from me, and I'll make sure to do a video and upload it. So yeah, please tell a friend, tell your family members, tell everyone to subscribe, like and comment, and get us to 1,000 subscribers before Christmas or to Christmas. And we promise we will try and upload every week. We upload Sundays and Wednesdays, so we will try and upload every week as much as we can if we are not traveling. Thank you for this time, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys and let you into my world. And I hope you have enjoyed the last couple of vlogs. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks, so I hope you enjoy. And please, again, like and subscribe, and tell everyone that you know to like and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.
That's my shit, that's my wave.